So I'm watching how awful the Tigers are.
Man,
they've won
try not to watch.
4 out of the last 25 games. They were 18 and they were 18 and 17 when this started. When the slide started,
and they were tied for first. They were in a 2-way tie with Cleveland.
Yeah, it all just it's pretty. You can just look at the thing and you just tell, boom, this is when it starts. May 4th, first game, Boston. They got swept by Boston, and then it was just all downhill.
I mean, you got Troy Melton, right? Who's came back, pitched 2 great games. Riley Green, Kevin McGonigal, who of course is going to struggle throughout the year. You know, he's kind of in a little bit of a downswing right now, but I mean, you're pinning all your hopes on 4 guys.
You know what's interesting? So this slide started on May 4th. You know what day Tarek Skubal was placed on the 15-day injured list?
Probably around that same time.
May 4th. Exact same
day.
Yeah. And that was like when the slide started. They've won 4 out of 25 games since then.
Wow.
So I think a lot of it is injuries, but
injuries for sure.
Mentally, like, oh my God, we don't have him. Now we don't have this guy. And
we get Mize back. Mize pitches great, and then gets hurt, and then we not that this is big because he's sucked, but Kenley Jansen in the same game.
I know. Yeah, it's insane all the injuries.
This is like a good way to sum up the Tigers season. They signed like a minor league or a journeyman outfielder or whatever he started playing for AAA Toledo, and he like ran the bases and tore all the muscles in his leg and is like done for the season.
Really? I didn't hear about this. Did this just happen?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago, a week ago maybe.
Oh my God!
Like they're just injuries, just dropping.
It's got to be something. I know we talked about this before, but like the '84 Tigers pitched like 12 pitchers the entire year or something ridiculous. Yeah. Like nobody got hurt. No one or very few. And this is just insane. Like last year they pitched like 36 pitchers.
This is Gracie the other day was like, someone's got to fire the trainer, and and that's what they always say when there's injuries. Like, I wonder if the trainer has really anything to do with injuries. Is it like just a crapshoot? Like, I'm like, these are athletes that know how to take care of their body. It's kind of like the same thing as like, do they want it more? And we've had those conversations about like athletes and stuff. Like, they know how to take care of their body. They've got to this point. Do they need the trainer of the team to be like, you got to do this?
Back in the day, they sold insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now all they do is get their bodies right and do everything they possibly can to be good at whatever their craft
Babe Ruth's pregame meal was atrocious, and then you go out and be Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it's insane, the level of injuries. I don't understand it. But it's inexplicable. It's like how could everybody keep getting hurt all the time? It's not just the Tigers, it's just up and down. Baseball and all sports.
Especially baseball, because I mean, it's not the most physically grueling sport. Pitching, I can understand.
Yeah, 95% of the time you're just standing there.
You're just
like watch the outfielders, they stand, and then the ball comes like once every hour. Comes to them.
But it's not just pitchers. You got Javi, who probably won't come back. I hear he's having keeps having issues. He's going to see a specialist now. So there's reoccurring issues. Verlander probably won't make it back this year. He keeps having issues.
I didn't know that.
I heard Glaber is now doing rehab, doing his rehab assignment in Toledo, which is good.
Kerry Carpenter came back.
I
didn't know the thing about what you said about Javi. I was watching live when that happened, and it looked kind of bad, but it's just like sprained ankle. I didn't think it was going to be very long term. He was going to be out.
Were you watching it when Riley Green and Parker Meadows collided?
I actually was. I did see that. That was
crazy.
A day game, I think.
Yeah.
In left field, center field. Yeah. I did see that one.
That was scary. He was down. Man.
Yeah. Of course, it has to happen to Parker Meadows. Him and his brother always seem to get hurt.
Man. I know.
Poor guys. Feel bad. Man, the old Meadows brothers.
Yeah, that didn't work out very well for us.
And then Myles Garrett has been traded from just today, like a couple hours ago, from the Cleveland Browns to the Rams for Jared Verse, who's like an all-pro, and then the 27 first-round pick, 28 second-round pick, and the 3rd-round 2029 pick of the Browns. Or no, the Rams get it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be going from the Rams to the Browns, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the Browns get it, yeah. That's one of the biggest trades because my son's kind of into sports, into football a lot now, and he's never really been into it very much at all until like the last couple of years. And he texted me that. I'm like, no way. Like,
Yeah, that sounds
real?
unreal.
Like,
that sounds unreal.
That's got to be the biggest trade since probably Goff and Stafford, wouldn't you say? I'm trying to think of another big trade.
And really, that wasn't much. I mean, Jared Verse, I'm sure he's younger than Miles Garrett, or are they around this?
No, I think, yeah. He's still on a rookie contract, somebody said.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's got to be younger. But, yeah, that's quite a blockbuster. One of the biggest. They say it's one of the biggest trades of a defensive player in history.
Well, look, he almost set the record last year for sacks. So he's coming off a great season, all-time great season.
And he's like, what, 30 or so?
Yeah, he's not that. That's a good question. How old is he?
He's something like that. I'm looking up the Jared Verse. I think he's really young because I remember him just a couple years ago getting drafted. Everyone was talking about him before the draft, how good he was going to be. So yeah, Jared Verse is only 25,
and Miles Garrett is 30 exactly.
And Miles Garrett is okay. So he went to Florida State. Jared Verse. Yeah, I remember hearing a lot about him. Like he's only played 2 years.
Jared Verse?
He was a Pro Bowler or whatever, All Pro. Let's see, Pro Bowler both years.
It's actually a good trade for Cleveland when you look at it. You get the draft capital, but you kind of reset the clock because they're not ready to contend. You dial back the clock 5 years on an All Pro defensive end. Miles Garrett is obviously the best at what he does, but how far away is Jared Verse really?
But they get a first round, second round, and a third round pick in the next 3 years.
Yeah,
and I mean. Versus first year, he had 4.5 sacks. Second year, 7.5 sacks. I mean, he's probably going to get 10.5 or 11 sacks this year. That's a lot.
It's a really good comparable trade from Jared Goff to Matthew Stafford because you usually don't see a team getting back another good player that plays the same position.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this is. Yeah, somebody said it's kind of on brand for the Rams because of that trade. It kind of shows that this is the kind of stuff they do. And he hasn't been hurt. That's another big thing you got to look at is he's not very injury prone. He's played both all 34 games he's eligible for in the NFL. Jared Verse has, so
that's one that when I'm looking at like fantasy football, for example, and I'm drafting fantasy football, I'm like, okay, he hasn't been hurt his whole entire career. I'm probably going to gamble he's getting hurt this year. Because what's the odds that you go your whole entire career without getting hurt? Like everybody wanted the Lions to pick up Cam Jordan, and we had just talked about how Cam Jordan didn't miss any games, and I'm like, oh, that'd be great, except he'd signed with the Lions and he'd miss the whole entire season because he's due for an injury. And it's the Lions' luck that you signed somebody that goes out for the season.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, that's the big news today in sports, right? So
breaking news.
And the Tigers over the last almost month since May 4th have been absolutely insanely bad.
And that's really sad because you look at summer sports, like we had the Pistons that lost in the playoffs, and so now the only thing we have to watch is the Tigers, and it's not very compelling. And then let me ask you, have you watched on the MLB app or the new app or whatever? Obviously, that's the only way to watch Tigers now. But what's been your experience with that?
It's been fine.
Has it been fine?
What I don't like about it is when you go to it, you have to click live. You gotta like do that every single time. Yes, I want to be live. Every time I go to this, I want to be live. I don't want to recap. I don't want to start from the beginning. Like, is this some normal thing that a lot of people start watching it from the beginning? I'm not interested in watching a game at 8 o'clock. If I sit down at 8 and want to watch the game, I want to watch it like how it used to be. Where you just boom, there you
turn it on,
and there it is. It takes so many buttons to press to get there. And it was just better before when you could just like here. I mean, I remember ESPN used 206, boom, there, and it's right where you want it to be. You don't have to press live every time. Yes, I want it live. Yeah. That's my one complaint. It's the same people, it's the exact same people that are doing it now. So I like that. I liked Mickey, what's his name?
Mickey Redmond?
Rourke.
Rourke. Mickey Rourke.
Mickey, I liked him.
Mickey York. Yeah.
But he
got fired anyway, or they let him go last year anyways.
Yeah, I told you I saw him at a buffet in Clarkston a few months ago.
Yeah.
But he was trying to cut in line. But
no, Mickey, get back there. I see you.
No, but I like him, and they got that blonde guy on there. He's just new. He'll be fine. I don't know his name. But Johnny Kane, I think's awesome. I
like Johnny Kane.
I like those. It's sort of nauseating how positive they are when how bad the Tigers are.
That's why I like Benetti. Every time I hear Benetti, he's like, "This is horrible." He like just kind of calls it out. And then last night, it's great how Benetti's everywhere. Like I was the Cardinals Mets or Cardinals Cubs game came on last night, and Benetti's doing it.
He was doing the NBA. I remember listening. He was doing the
NBA,
the NCAA tournament game. Because he was taking over for somebody, and then like one day you'll see him here, and then the next day you'll see him across the country somewhere else. That'd be a cool life, I guess, for a while. I don't know. I think I'd get old after a while, but
I think unless you just really love,
and I'm sure he does. Yeah. But now I'm just looking up Jared Verse. Like maybe he was hurt in college. Nope, he played at Florida State sophomore junior year. Didn't miss any games. So
wow.
Unless whatever. He didn't really miss any games. He played 25 games in 2 years at Florida State, so it doesn't look like he's gonna get hurt very much. Wonder what how he's gonna handle being in Cleveland. The mistake by the lake. I don't know.
Mistake by the lake.
You never heard that?
I've never heard that. That's great.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of meaning their football stadium. You ever been to the Cleveland football stadium? We went a couple years ago, and it was late in the season, and it's kind of chilly, but it's cool. It's right on Lake Erie. Like there it is, and the old one was just like that too. So,
and they're just horrible. They're always bad.
Yeah,
I mean, how many quarterbacks?
They have some trouble.
You almost feel bad being, at least we have.
Hey, they got a Pro Bowl quarterback. Shador played in the Pro Bowl.
How is that even allowed to happen?
He was like probably the worst starting quarterback. If you listed all of them, if you look, he's probably was one of the worst 3 or 4, and he's on the Pro Bowl.
I just don't even get why. It's not even like they're playing a real football game. Why do they have to even name you talk about the integrity of an all-star game? Like, okay, you can't play. We'll just take somebody.
Yeah, did they go down the list? There was still a whole bunch of people they could have asked before him that would have been better.
Before Shador?
They all said no.
I know. And then if you're Shador, how do you even accept it? Like,
so he shouldn't get credit for being a Pro Bowler.
No.
Because he wasn't. There was many people that were better than him.
I don't even get how you get credit for being in a. When I heard this, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, I know, but he went.
It'd be like Bronny being named to the All-Star game.
Yeah. How does that happen? Yeah. So there's Jared Verse. That's what he's going to deal with. So. All right. So what are we talking about today?
Oh man. So you had a good one. I love this. So nicknames. Mm-hmm. Nicknames, and I know. I know you're gonna always have some good ones. So
all the hard hitting topics, we go right to really the controversial stuff.
Well, it's so funny you had said nicknames because like through the basketball season, I'm like we should talk about nicknames and like there's good nicknames and bad nicknames, and then my pet peeves with like George Blaha, and I'm like sometimes he comes up with some bad nicknames, and I don't even know if he came up with this nickname, but he's like Ron Hustleman Holland, and I'm like that's not a very good nickname, like Hustleman. I don't. That's horrible.
No. I don't like that one either.
I hate it.
Yeah, hustle.
I hated Mr. Big Shot with Chauncey. I thought that was like it's a long, like his nickname is longer than his real name.
You like the shorter ones.
I like the, I don't know, like Black Mamba is one of the coolest nicknames to me ever. That's not short, but it's also not Mr. Big Shot. Like that's
it's interesting.
It sounds like somebody's grandpa named you.
Some of these nicknames are like what you would just say to the person. Hey, blah, like, hey, Yogi,
Yeah.
But you wouldn't say, hey,
Hustle Man.
Yeah, you wouldn't call him that. Like if nobody calls Charles Barkley to his name, the round mound of rebound. No one says that to him. Hey, round mound of rebound. Like that's his nickname, but you don't. So I think it's interesting that there's like nicknames you can say to people like, hey, Yogi, but not. Some of these other ones are just what people call them, like in the news or whatever. Like you're writing an article about him or something.
Well, like Magic Johnson. People don't really know Magic's real name. You know, like it's just Magic Johnson.
Yeah. And a lot of most of these I think are made by reporters who have to like come up with something, call people something, And
I don't know. The Magic Johnson one was come up with a local reporter when he was in high school.
When he was in Lansing, Lansing Everett. Yep.
You got Sleepy Floyd.
Oh, that's a good one. I always like Sleepy Floyd. I think that's like okay. So now that brings me to my next thing. I put these in different categories. Like there's a category of like names that sound cool, which is what you're kind of talking about, and then there's physical attributes. Some nicknames come about because of like Don Ears Moss. Poor Don Ears Moss. I wonder why they call him Ears.
I can see his face. He's got ears. He's got some big old ears.
Yeah. Oh, you can you really? You can pick.
Yeah.
You know who that is? Do you know who Don Mossy is?
Did you play for the Tigers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like before the 60s. They're like early 60s.
Yeah, early 60s.
Yep.
Yeah. So my grandma had like all the yearbooks for the Tigers, like from the late 50s all the way through like 1972.
Whoa. Do you have them still?
Yeah, I have them all. So like, so when I was a kid, I was like,
you got to bring them.
Oh, I'll bring them on.
That's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I got the 84 yearbook. They used to have a program and a yearbook, and you could buy them at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
And like way back in the day. And I remember we had the 80, and the yearbook's like more permanent. It had like, it was glossy, and it was like nice. And the program was like black and white, and it was like thinner, like a magazine. And it was more like topical, like for that game, you know, like there was different things about that, like who their opponent was and stuff. But the yearbook was like for the whole year, and it came out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and what I loved always about the yearbook is I always loved prospects. I always loved to see the minor leagues and the farm system. And in the yearbook, they'd always have like the farm hands and like the prospects and stuff like that. And you could like read up on them.
That is interesting. And then, and then they almost all never even.
And then they never turn out. In fact, I would love to go through like all my yearbooks and see, like, that'd be a fun episode of just like how many of these prospects made it. You
Chris
know,
Pitaro's
Torey Lovellos.
Yeah. And Torey Lovella, how about him though? Carving out a managerial career. I think, did they win the World Series? They went to the World Series because he's the Diamondbacks manager.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so now here's some more categories of nicknames that I think is interesting because they're like different things. Like some of them are physical attributes, some of them are because of somebody. You'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit, but they have a nickname because of another person with a similar name. I'll give a few examples later. Some nicknames are because of a pop culture thing that happened with a similar name. I have some good ones. And some of them are nicknames because of something that happened earlier in their life. Like I know on the 79 Michigan State team, there's a guy named Shoes on the team because a shoe fell off during a game one time. So Jamie Shoes Huffman, I think his name is. Whatever, just like little things like that, like little stories about what happened in early life. And then I guess a few other ones. So, all right, well, what are some good nicknames you have?
Well, so you talk about the shoes, and I think of Denard Robinson being Shoelace, and that was the same thing, right? His shoes were always untied.
Yeah. That's funny because they were talking about him on 97.1 because they were talking about Michigan quarterbacks today, and they were saying how most of them don't really pan out or whatever, and don't end up being that good. And somebody's counter to that is, well, Denard Robinson was good, and he was a very good college quarterback.
Yeah,
fast as hell, very good athlete.
Made it a few years in the NFL as a running back.
That's right. Was he with Jacksonville? That's what I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of slight to be a running back in the NFL, but
yes,
he was super fast and really athletic and seemed like a good guy and like kind of a smart guy. So that is a good one. Randy, I got one. The Randy Big Unit Johnson.
Big Unit.
Remember the Big Unit?
That's definitely physical characteristics.
Some of the physical characteristic category.
Not that big unit, but he was 6'10".
And then they also had a small guy on their team. I think it was Joey Cora that they called the little unit on the team because of they're both on the Mariners. Now Joey Cora is the third base coach of the Tigers. I'm pretty sure that's right, that they used to call him the little unit. Yep.
That's awesome. The big unit and the little unit. Whenever I think of the big unit, I just think of that bird flying across and him blasting it. Like, like what timing?
Yeah, he was just, or John Kruk. Remember the John Kruk at bat? Because he wasn't used to hit, because Randy Johnson was American League. John Kruk was almost always in the National League, so he never faced him but in the All-Star game or something. And John Kruk was left-handed, and Randy Johnson was left-handed, so the ball's coming like right. It seems like it's coming right at John Kruk's head over and over, and he kind of got scared and would like duck out of the way after every pitch. There's some great ones. Okay, I got one more. I got a lot more, but you remember Joaquim Soria? He was a closer for the Tigers.
Yeah.
And he was the Royals before that, and then he pitched a long time after the Tigers. I didn't realize he played with 10 different teams. But he pitched 2 seasons for the Tigers. He wasn't really that great. He
was like the closer. He was the 8th inning setup guy, right?
Maybe, yeah, a little bit. But I think he was That's right. We had a couple of closers at that time. He could have been, but I think he was the closer for the Royals. Then we got him. I think I think he was on some good teams with the Tigers. But anyway, his nickname is the Mexicutioner.
Oh my
because
God.
he's from Mexico.
The Mexicutioner may be one of the coolest nicknames I've ever heard.
I know
the
that.
Mexicutioner.
I had to write that one. There's like a bajillion of them I found, but I only wrote down like that is up there.
That one is up there. That's one of the best nicknames I've ever heard.
Because there's not a ton of guys from Mexico who play. There's some, but there's not as like a lot of them. The Latin players come from the Dominican Republic or Venezuela. He's a Mexican guy, so he's the Mexicutioner. Joaquin Soria. I like that. All right, what do you got? You got a few more?
I had to look up Joaquin Soria. That's great.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh man.
Wait,
who do you got?
Okay,
I know you've got some great ones.
Yeah. Well, now I have some that I just think sound cool.
Yeah,
that's my next category. There's ones that sound cool. B-Ball Paul, very top up right now, and he's from DePaul. B-Ball Paul from DePaul. Can't beat that. I don't know if we talked about this before, but he is like an old school guy. He looks like an old guy from like the 60s. He looks like Cassie Russell. He reminds me of that. He's just very old school looking guy. And he's only like 27, 26.
Yeah, he's super young.
26, 25. And but he just has that kind of older face. And I love watching him play. Because it seems like when he's in there, good things happen. He'll drive the lane and contort his body around and throw it up, and you think that's not going to go in, and it goes in.
I think that B-Ball Paul is an all-star if he starts and plays. The guy, to your point, every time he gets in, he makes something happen.
Yeah.
B-Ball, you understand completely when you watch him play exactly how he got his nickname. You know that guy just hangs out in the gym and plays B-Ball all day long. He just loves B-Ball. And sometimes when he's taking the ball to the hoop, I'm like, what are you doing? And then he like juggles and fumbles and somehow like throws a shot up that goes in. And he's got the craziest looking 3-point shot, but he shoots like 42%. He shoots a 40, but it's like this slow, deliberate, and he like jacks it up like this. It's worse than Nas Reed's.
Okay, I don't even know who Nas Reed is.
Okay, Nas Reed plays for the Timberwolves, and it's not B-Ball's brother. It's spelled different. It's R-I-E-D, and then Paul is R-E-E-D.
Right.
But they both have ugly shots.
Okay,
ugly threes. And people are like, he'll like drive the ball, and you look like he's fumbling, and then all of a sudden he passes the ball between his legs, like it's a perfect pass to a guy. It's insane.
He is really talented. I don't know why he's not playing more. And I think that was a good acquisition getting him. Who did he play for before?
The 76ers.
Okay.
And because he played for the 76ers, and Joel Embiid is a walking disaster as far as injuries, he played a lot, and he started a lot, and he actually played really well. And the 76ers declined to sign him. And the Pistons signed him to a couple-year contract to be their to be a third string center, and he's happy with that. Like I feel like that guy could. I think any team would sign him. I think he'd be signed by any team could pick him up.
Yeah, he's putting together quite a resume.
Like the resume.
Oh, he was a second. I was thinking he was
a second round pick.
Second round pick, 28th in the 2020 draft by the Sixers. He was pretty young when he was whatever. Yeah, he was 21 when he was drafted, which is pretty normal. But
okay, he
was with Philly for 4 years, and now he shows some staying power. A lot of these guys bounce around, but he was with Philly. He played 82 games the 23-24 season. That was only 7 points a game. Nothing. He had 7.8 points a game this year, which is the most he's ever had. So interesting. Yeah, he only shoots 31% from three.
Oh, 31. Okay.
But yeah, he's fun to watch, and the good things seem to happen when he's out there.
Good things seem to happen, definitely. And he got more playoff time at the end when they just needed somebody to bring the energy.
Mm-hmm. Now, probably my favorite like sounding nickname is Dick Night Train Lane. You ever heard of Dick Night Train for the Lions? 1952. He was at rookie training camp with the Rams, and he kept dancing to the 1952 R&B instrumental track Night Train. So he like danced to this. He loved this song Night Train, so they just called him Night Train.
That is hilarious. I would have never guessed that's how he got his nickname.
I didn't know that either.
I thought it was because he like hit people like a train.
Yeah, or something. But he was a big interception guy.
No, I just dance.
He just dances to a specific song.
Was he the interceptions leader for the season or for the career for the Lions?
Oh, good question. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the leader of his career. I don't know if he played super long, though, now that I think about it. But I know he was on... Was he on the 57 team that won the championship? I think he might have been. But he was a good player. He's a Hall of Famer and everything. So he's... But still, like Night Train Lane, that just goes together so well. Night Train is a cool,
Dude, what a cool
phrase. Name. I like things that sound good. Like there's certain words that just sound good in music or sound good just like as a, when you're saying somebody's name or whatever. And I like that Night Train Lane is one of them. What are you finding?
So I was just trying to look up when he was playing, but what you were talking about that I think of like nicknames that are so good that other people use them, like for example, Megatron.
Yeah.
Megatron was so good, and then whenever like Nick Marsh from Michigan State was called Megatron, like tried to be that or whatever. Yeah. Like they call other guys that same nickname.
Yeah, because they're like trying to emulate or they're similar to that.
Or like Baby Jordan. Yeah. You've had a few of those over the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So I just looked up. Okay. So the Night Train Lane played for the Lions from 60 to 65. So he's not on the 57 team. That was towards the end of his career. It was 32 to 37. He's a 37-year-old corner.
Wow.
That's pretty old to be a corner. I mean, it's not.
He was also a white corner, so that doesn't. No, is he black?
He's a black guy.
Okay.
He was a 2-4-6 7-time Pro Bowler. That's pretty good, huh?
It is.
7-time, and he had like 68 interceptions.
Holy shit!
He used to have so many interceptions back in the day. I love it.
They fight George Blanda with half of them.
Yeah, he was. Well, probably 52. His career high was 14 interceptions in 1952, his rookie year.
Wow.
So all that dancing did
to Night Train
helped out. He went to, oh my God. And these guys, I love this back in the day, these NFL guys, they didn't go to like normal colleges. A lot of them, like he went to Western Nebraska Community College. He went to community college for football. And he goes on to be like a 7-time Pro Bowler and Hall of Famer.
That's crazy.
From Western Nebraska.
How do you even make it? That's so insane.
I know. Like who found him? I just wonder how that goes. It's crazy.
So here's one. Do you know what Tiger Woods' real name is?
Yes. Eldrick Woods. Jim Rome calls him Baldrick. Yeah.
All right. What is Satchel Paige's real name?
Oh my God, he was on my list too. I didn't know this. I thought his real name was Satchel. He's on my list.
Too. I didn't know it was a nickname until just now.
It was something normal, like Henry or what was it?
Leroy.
That's right.
Leroy Page.
Leroy. Yeah. Do you know why they call him Satchel?
No.
Because his job was to carry people's satchels, like at a hotel. He'd carry their satchels for him, like a bellboy. So they called it. So that was his old. That's on my list of things that happened previous in their life to give him that nickname. He's on.
So awesome.
I love Satchel. All right, now here's some other ones that just sound cool to me. Catfish Hunter.
Yeah, Catfish.
Catfish is a cool name, but that wasn't his nickname. Like it.
That was not his nickname.
I mean, it wasn't until like it was sort of manufactured by the owner of the A's.
Okay.
They drafted him, and Catfish Hunter's from like North Carolina, which is kind of a big deal. Like back in the day, nobody was really from the South who played in baseball. It's very bizarre. And so they're like, "Oh, you're from North Carolina." He's got an accent. Like this is all like really super. Like Ty Cobb was like, "Oh, a big deal. He's from the South." Anyway, the owner was like, he was like, well, "You need a nickname. Let's see. I know. Let's call you Catfish." And then he came up with a story for Catfish to tell people why his name's Catfish. This is the owner, Charlie Finley, telling him. He's like, okay, the story is when you're 6 years old, you ran away from home to fish, and by the time your parents got to you, you'd caught 2 catfish, and you were just about to bring in a third, okay? And then they came and got you. So now your name's Catfish. He made up this whole story. The owner. Just
It's not even that good of a story.
I know. When you're 6, he's catching catfish. It's all just made up, fake. So, and he went only by catfish. Like nobody knows. And Catfish Hunter, I have no idea what his real name is.
I was saying, what's his first name?
Maybe, I don't know. Like that's just one of those guys, like Magic Johnson. Like you only know by Catfish Hunter, and he was a good pitcher for the A's, like in the 70s.
Yeah.
So he's, yeah.
James Augustus
Is it James?
Catfish Hunter. Yeah.
Jim Hunter. What's wrong with
Jim
that?
Hunter.
No, they can't go Jim Hunter. We want Catfish. For like
he
no reason.
looks like his nickname would be Catfish for sure.
And I'm pretty sure he's in North Carolina, like rural North Carolina. So anyway, that was that.
So you know, like obviously I was growing up Pistons fan, microwave Vinny Johnson. That was a great one. You know, obviously it's you know why he has the nickname because he comes in and he heats stuff up real quick.
Yes. Yeah. Now we sometimes volunteer down at the Pope Francis Center, which is a kind of a place for homeless to live for a while in Detroit. There's 2 of them. We do the one. It's called the Bridge, I think. Anyway, we volunteer there sometimes. In Vinny, they have the Vinny Johnson Gymnasium. He must have donated some money. It's a beautiful facility. It's brand new. It only opened 2 Septembers ago. Because I remember asking, when did this open? She said in September, and I was like, and this was like February. It's brand new, and it's awesome. We down there and we help food, prepare food and serve food to the people who live in there in a very short time that they can live there, and they got to follow all these very specific rules. Anyway, Vinny must have donated a lot of money because that's the name of the gym there. Is the Vinny Johnson Memorial? Not even Memorial because he's still around, but the Vinny Johnson Gym. I always see that. I just want to go in and shoot baskets.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I love an empty gym.
Oh man,
with nice floor, and I'm sure it's super nice because this whole place is really nice.
Well, it's so crazy because Vinny made a ton of money after basketball in business.
Really?
He owns Piston Automotive.
Really?
Something like that. He's a billionaire.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder he donated
money
to the
Vinny
gym.
Johnson worth? Oh, he's worth $500 million, so not $1 billion.
No way. Like, is it in the Detroit area?
Yeah.
He's a Texas guy, I think, because he went to.
What is the name of Vinny Johnson's business? Piston Group.
Piston Group.
It's headquartered in Southfield, Michigan. His multi-billion-dollar enterprise operates as one of the largest private minority-owned automotive suppliers in North America.
Good for him. He always seemed like a good guy. Super strong. I remember he was always like super buff.
And now he's like super overweight and not. But remember, man, his legs. Like I remember in the 007 shot, and remember him rising, and his legs were just like pure muscle.
Yeah, and he shot like way over his head.
Over his head, he launches.
Practiced tried to shoot like him.
There's no way.
Hard.
That's so hard.
Yeah, but he probably practiced a little bit, so he was good at it. But yeah, Vinny, man, he was a 6th man for the Pistons. Him and Rodman coming off the bench usually.
Rodman, who was Worm.
The Worm, the Microwave, and the Spider. Sally. They had some good nicknames on those.
I know. I'm gonna say they had some
bad boy teams.
You don't have a lot of teams that have a lot of nicknames, but that team had Isaiah the Zeke. Mm-hmm. You had Joe D. I don't know if that's a nickname because it falls in. It falls in like real name nicknames, like people call people Joey D or Jody, and then you have the Worm, you have Spider, you have Buddha Edwards,
Lamb.
I don't know. Nickname. Yeah, that's there. I don't know. Rick Moran wasn't really anything.
No, he was the No, he didn't really have a nickname, but yeah, those were back-to-back champs. 89 and 90.
I was talking to my neighbors the other day. They met each other while working for the Pistons. They started working for the Pistons like they're they're chefs now. So in their hospitality department in 1988. It's like, oh, dude, that'd be so cool. What a cool time to start working for them. Like, slam, they're winning. They've got great players.
The Palace was brand new.
I
think it opened in 88. I think in 87 they were still playing at the Silverdome.
I think you're right.
They only played there for a couple of years. They played down. They played all kinds of places. They played at Cobo, and they played the Olympia even before that.
I think so.
They were all over. Yeah. Now there's a lot of these I knew the player, but I didn't know that they had these nicknames, which is hilarious to me. Like, do you know Kevin Durant? They call him the Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper.
Did you
I
know
love
that?
his nickname. Yeah, the Slim Reaper.
Know that. I love the Slim Reaper.
Like, I mean, he's the Slim Reaper. Look at him. He's slim. He looks kind of like the Grim Reaper. And man, he'll put some people to death with his offense.
Yeah. Somebody was just on, I think it was on Dan Patrick, and they're asking about who the best shooter is you've ever seen. Oh, it was Isaiah Thomas, actually. He was on Dan Patrick, and he asked him, who's the best shooter you've ever seen? He said, the typical Larry Bird, but he said Kevin Durant. I thought, oh, that's interesting. And so it'd be interesting to look to see how accurate Zeke is statistically, because he seems like he's a good shooter.
Yeah,
I always thought Charles Barkley was an amazing shooter and was underrated. It always seemed like I remember as a kid thinking, my God, he makes every basket. So I don't know. Interesting to go back and see if the round mound of rebound was a really good.
Love to see a shot chart. Like how far did he shoot out? You know, he's probably more like 10, 15 feet.
Nobody shot threes back then.
Nobody shot threes. Yeah,
even though it was there, they just.
Like, could you imagine how good Larry Bird would have been if the three-point game would have been more focused or more of the same thing it is now?
Yeah, it just nobody really put that much of a focus on it. Like, they would shoot a couple times a game, and they usually missed, and that was it. It was just so funny how that's changed. Now I remember this is like on the very recesses of the early memory is a guy named Ed Too Tall Jones.
Ed Too Tall Jones, yeah.
I just said that's a great name.
Did he play for the Cowboys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I just remember as a kid watching them and just hearing that name, Too Tall Jones, and why do they call him that? And I remember my dad saying, it's because he's too tall.
Mean Joe Green. I love that one.
Was a good one from, the
Steelers.
Yep. And he was on a famous commercial. They always, I don't know if you've ever seen it, where he's like in the tunnel and a kid asks for his jersey, he throws him the jersey. For some reason, that was like a big deal back then. Like He was I don't even know what it was for. Probably Coke. Because I think after he throws the jersey to the kid, he takes a drink of the Coke.
Yes, he does.
That's
yep.
What the thing is.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why that's such a great commercial. Seems kind of normal to me, but
back then it was riveting. Riveting. Not high bar.
Yeah.
Broadway Joe. If you're sick of NFL, you got Joe Namath.
Mm-hmm. I saw that one. That's a good one. He was actually, if you look, he's kind of overrated. He wasn't that. He threw a ton of interceptions. He had that one, the big upset where they won the Super Bowl against, was that the Colts or whatever? I don't know. He had some big upset victory, like in the Super Bowl, I think, in the late 60s. But overall, he was
really, as an athlete, all you have to do is win one championship. Like if you win one championship and you have a solid career, you're one of you're up there as one of the greats. Like, man, Wemby's in the finals already, and if he wins, and chances are he's going to win. There's no way the Knicks are going to beat the Spurs.
You don't think so? You're calling it right now? Okay,
man. Like,
is game one on Wednesday?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
How do you overcome Wemby?
Yeah, I haven't really watched it. I watched him play one game, and it's shocking how tall he is.
I was watching a little bit of the game the other night, and he literally jumped to dunk it. Like, you have the lane right here, the paint. He jumped from here. And it was like, it was the craziest thing. Look at it. Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, he flew through the air and dunked it.
Is he 7'6"? Is that how tall he is?
I believe so.
And I mean, there's been other 7'6" guys like Manute Bull and Sean. What's the guy that he went to BYU? Sean Bradley. But they weren't that great.
No, he's 7'4". Well, okay, so look at he just played against Chet Holmgren, who's 7'2", 7'3", not much smaller than him. Very good. Like he was second. He was voted second for Defensive Player of the Year, and he got demolished by Wemby. So it's not even about being tall. That guy, he's got the Michael Jordan mindset.
Okay.
He can dribble and shoot like a guard, but he happens to be 7'4".
And he grew up in France, right? Yeah. I wonder when they have the Olympics. Did he play on the French team before? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see.
French team is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of French basketball, I think of Tony Parker.
Oh, yeah. I think he's like the GM of French basketball. Or he runs the...
Oh, Rudy Gobert. I think
Rudy Gobert is on French.
He's on here. You know what his nickname is? Rudy Gobert is the Stifle Tower.
I didn't know. I forgot. Totally forgot about that. The Stifle Tower. That's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't know this was a nickname. Here's another physical attribute one. Snack Randolph. Snack
Randolph.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that was his nickname?
I didn't. I never knew that was his nickname. Yeah. I told you about the time he ran me over though at Michigan State.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I remember seeing him in the International Center of Michigan State too. So, yep.
Side topic: have you seen the Jailblazers documentary on Netflix?
No, I haven't yet.
Watch it. It's
who was on the Jailblazers?
Rashid. Zach Randolph, Damon Stoudemire, Bonzi Wells.
That's right.
Ruben Patterson.
I saw like a trailer.
Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp made an appearance.
Was with the Blazers for a minute?
He 300-pound Sean Kemp. And then he went into rehab for coke after, during the season, which was part of the Jailblazers thing.
When we were in Seattle, we walked by his weed store, Sean Kemp's
weed store
or whatever. I got my picture taken in front of it. Yep.
It's so funny how many athletes have weed stores. You know,
really?
Weed stores or weed lines. You have Kelvin Johnson. Speaking of Megatron,
really?
You have Darren McCarty.
Oh, I didn't know these things.
Yep.
Huh.
Who's Kelvin Johnson partnered with? There's a former Lions offensive lineman. Sims? Sims?
Oh, yeah. What was his first name? Rob Sims.
I want to say that's his partner.
Yeah. He was a free agent pickup. He was drafted by somebody else. He was like a guard, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. If it is. If that's who it is.
Rob Sims. Yep.
Now, here's a kind of a classic one. William the Refrigerator Perry.
I had that on my list too. Yes. Yeah.
I love Refrigerator Perry. I just remember the funny thing about him, and I was telling Chris about this, I said the big deal about him was he was 300 pounds. He's that was a big deal back then. Ooh, he's 300 pounds. Now you cannot be on the offensive line. Well, he was a defensive lineman, but you can't be a D tackle or an O lineman without being 300 pounds.
Yeah.
There aren't any.
You're undersized at that point. You're not getting drafted.
And then he got bigger than that after a while. But I remember he went to Clemson and with the Bears, and they handed him the ball. I think was that in the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. Yeah.
And he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He slammed the ball down. He was quite with the Super Bowl shuffle. He was.
It's so crazy. Was it his personality? And I have never really looked at his stats. Did he have good stats? Was he a good player?
Ooh.
He played for a good team. Obviously, they made it to the Super Bowl. The Bears were very well known. They had a great team. They had a really good defense. In their offense, they had Walter Payton. Who was
Jim
their quarterback?
McMahon.
Jim McMahon. That's who it was.
Yeah. Okay, so that was his rookie year. Wow. And he played for a long time. He played for 10 years. He was with the Bears until 93, and then he went with the Eagles for a couple of years. But, he had 29 overall sacks. Not bad for a D tackle.
No.
It's hard to tell. He was never, this is interesting, he was never a Pro Bowler. But, he was good. He was just his big thing was how large he was.
That's what I'm saying. Is I wonder, he got so big because it wasn't even just football and refrigerator and all that stuff. But remember, he had a G.I. Joe action figure. And I just saw this over the weekend because I on Facebook, I will end up liking these 80s toys, things that pop up in my thing, so He-Man or G.I. Joe. And there's this G.I. Joe that I had, and I remember it was one of my favorite ones. And on the box, it had this free, you cut out the cardboard box and you get a free refrigerator Perry action figure. And I just saw it this weekend. So when we were talking about nicknames, I'm like, oh, we got Fridge, but he was I want to say he wrestled in the WWF. He had a G.I. Joe action figure.
Yeah.
He was just a big deal, back then.
Now, what's interesting, he had a brother named Michael Dean Perry, who was better than him, apparently, because Michael Dean Perry, he had 11 and a half sacks one year for the Browns. And I'm trying to see, he was number 90. I'm trying to figure out if he was 95 for them, but he was a Pro Bowler for 6 years, which is really good. He was the Broncos a little bit, and his number was 95. I can't tell if he was 95 with the Browns or not, but one of his numbers that would have been hilarious if he was 95 for the Browns. He's the original 95 Browns guy
95.
before today's big news guy. Myles Garrett. I can't ever remember his name.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one that this is a really good one. We've talked about this guy before in one of the shows, but the Say Hey Kid.
Yeah, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
Yeah, he's probably the most, they always say he was the most talented player ever. He just played forever. So he has he's way up in a lot of historic categories just because he just played for like 20 some years. Yeah, because we talked about All-Star games. So he played in more All-Star games than he did years.
It's insane.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome. Yeah, I think he's from Alabama, and played for the Giants. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't Roger Federer. I don't know much about tennis, but Roger Federer is the Swiss maestro.
Okay, I knew he was from Switzerland. Swiss maestro. Okay.
David Fox is a NASCAR driver named the Silver Fox.
Oh, okay.
I like that. The Silver Fox.
Silver Fox isn't bad. There was a guy I used to work with that he was this old guy with white hair, and the some people would call him the Silver Fox. Yeah, that's kind of weird. This old guy. He was a cool guy. Yeah, he's not with us anymore, but good guy. Let's see what other ones I have. Oh, Kyrie Irving. You know what his nickname is?
Oh, what is Kyrie?
Okay, so you know about World Be Free, the basketball player. Okay, so they call Kyrie Irving World Be Flat because he thinks the world is flat.
He does. I feel like he was just saying like a series of controversial things in order to get himself on the map. Like world be flat. That's so funny.
Yeah. And then so another fun thing is I think about if somebody's hurt a lot, they make fun of him.
Yeah.
It's not very nice, but it's funny. Like remember Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
For the Pacers, there's like Dale Davis and Anthony Davis. They played together for a long time. Anyway, Anthony Davis's nickname is Anthony Day to Davis. Day to day, because he's day to day. We're not sure if he's gonna be able to play.
I heard Joel L. Embiid is called the Walking Boot. His nickname's the Walking Boot.
Yeah, it's God. Some of those guys, the Sixers. I mean, with him and that who's that guy who couldn't shoot?
Ben Simmons.
Yes, Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
He was always hurt. Like literally, like, oh my God, like Byron Buxton level always hurt.
So Joel Embiid, he actually has a really cool nickname called The Process.
Okay. Oh, I did see that and I didn't understand. Yeah, why do they call him that?
That's a good question. I think it probably has to do with the 76ers and their whole process draft.
In my studies, I did see and I was like, who are they talking about? I was thinking they were talking about Kelvin Johnson because of the process, the catch, the whole.
Oh, yeah.
But why do they call like the process? Like trust the process. Like
I think it has
the Sixers have a plan, even though we're horrible for a long time.
Okay, it's so funny. This is like probably the funniest nickname ever, and how he got it because it has really nothing to do with him. Okay. And everything to do with it's a tribute to former 76ers general manager Sam Hinkie in the team's controversial long-term rebuilding strategy, originally dubbed the process. Because I remember he was like, "This is the process. We're just gonna lose a bunch."
Yes,
it's called the process. Mm-hmm. And then Joel Embiid was like the prize out of the process. Mm-hmm. And then obviously they can't get out of the first round. Was he the
number one overall pick one year?
Yeah. He was the first pick, and then that first year he got injured and didn't play his whole entire rookie year. So it was right out of the gates.
What about Greg Oden? Remember Greg Oden? Greg Oden. He was always hurt. He was like the number one overall pick. When you said overall pick, number one pick, and then he was hurt right away, I thought of Greg Oden because he was always hurt. And I think he went to Ohio State for a year, and he always looked so old.
It's literally a conspiracy theory that he is 5 years older than what his birth certificate says. That he like just did that and then obviously he had injuries that ended his career. But there was at one point in time, and you talked about KD, and KD is one of the top 5 scorers of all time. Mm-hmm. one of the best shooters of all time, according to Isaiah Thomas. And literally, there was at one point where people were debating who do we draft, Greg Oden or Kevin Durant, and the Trailblazers literally chose Greg Oden over Kevin Durant, and nobody thought it was stupid. Everybody thought Greg Oden was going to be better than Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then history. Injuries obviously show up. You have a guy like that looks like he's 50 and his body starts falling apart, but then the crazy thing is the knock was on KD. Is his body going to last because he's a Slim Reaper?
I remember watching him at Texas.
Yeah.
And he was only there 1 year and he was good. But I remember thinking, God, this guy is so skinny.
I was like, there's no way he's going to make it. There's no way. It
reminds me of watching that guy who's from Ypsilanti, Lincoln.
Imani Bates.
Yes, Imani Bates. I thought the same thing with him. Like, these guys are great shooters. They're very tall, and they're super skinny. What's going to go on?
Well, look at Imani.
Yeah, Kevin Durant had a little bit more of a head on his shoulders than Imani Bates. But that doesn't take a ton.
Well... In fairness, Kevin Durant didn't have his dad saying, we're going to start a new school just so you can play there and be the star player.
Mm-hmm. And did you know Rocket Watts? I'm pretty sure Rocket Watts went to that school, didn't he?
I don't know about Rocket, but
I could have sworn I read
Jaden Akins did.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. A Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably right, Jaden Akins. Jaden Akins is from Farmington. Went to Farmington High.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
And playing for the Motor City Cruise.
Oh, is he? Yeah, I've always liked Jaden Akins. He was a lefty, which I like. Michigan State guy, I like. Stuck around all 4 years of Michigan State.
I always thought he was going to be better than what he was. In fact, I watched a few of his games, not a lot of his games. I watched a few of his games with the Motor City Cruise this year, and I thought the way he played with the Motor City Cruise was, wow, if he would have played like that at Michigan State, we would have been a different team.
There you go.
He played at a star level. He was voted to their All-Star team. The G League All-Star team.
Oh, nice. Good.
His rookie year.
He wasn't drafted, was he?
No. Well, I don't know how the G League draft works. He might have been drafted.
But the Pistons didn't.
No NBA team drafted him.
Can you just, do they charge to go to those games? That'd be interesting to go to.
Yeah, they're like $30.
What? To go to the Wayne State?
I think it's $15 for general admission, $30 for good seats.
Oh, 15 is not bad. And it's at Wayne State, right?
Wayne State, yep.
Yeah.
So good seats anywhere.
Yeah,
you can get, and then you can move anywhere. It's not like the Pistons games where if you get nosebleed seats and they won't let you move down.
Now, I wonder if they play like the boom, boom, boom music super loud the whole time at Wayne State too, like they do at the Pistons games, because I can't stand that.
I don't know.
I hope they don't.
I did play basketball with Ray, who played.
Yeah.
He played with us last weekend.
Oh, nice.
And it's crazy. He's gotten way better. Way
really?
better. One, his body is just different. Like he looks like a pro athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to, when he'd shoot a three, he'd have like a real big hitch at the top, and it would like be a delayed. Now he shoots like really smooth.
He's been working. Well, that's what happens. Yeah. Then
when you play against NBA guys or NBA level guys all the time,
and that's your job. Like,
it's your job.
Just doing that all day. I wonder how much they get paid. That'd be interesting.
He probably gets like $60,000 a year for being he's a practice squad guy.
That's better than minor league baseball players.
That's true.
Sure. It's horrible how little they get paid. But they're not bringing in very much money.
They're not bringing in very much money.
Nobody goes to those games, so I sort of get it. Oh, do you remember? Now, okay, this is just this weird memory I have from a long time ago. The Tigers had a team that struck out a ton, and now they do now. But this was back in the day when they didn't really strike out that much. But this particular team did. The 1991 Tigers had Rob Deere, Pete Incaviglia, Mickey Tuttleton, and Cecil Fielder.
Yep.
Sports Illustrated wrote an article, and they called them Gorillas of the Mist, and Mist was spelled MISSED. Group because they're these big strong guys, and then Mist. I always thought that was. I always liked. I was like, that is so clever.
That is so clever. That is so clever. I've never saw that one. That is really good.
And I looked it up because I remember seeing it as a kid, and I looked it up, and I couldn't find anything about it. But
man, talk about it. Rob Deere, either he hit a home run. Or he didn't get a hit.
He batted 179 that year, and he played a lot.
Did he hit 30 home runs?
I looked it all up yesterday. I'm not sure, but yeah, he did pretty good. Pete Incaviglia, I think, was hurt that year a lot. Yeah. Like he was kind of. I remember he was with the Rangers, and I was excited when we got him, and then he didn't really do a whole lot.
I loved his batting stance.
I don't even remember.
It was just a lazy.
Okay, he just kind of relaxed.
Mickey Tuttleton was my number one.
Everybody's
the one
favorite.
I loved doing. Yeah.
He. Yeah, he was a lot of people's favorites. But yeah, another guy who just crush or get out or strike out. Like, well, all three of them. Cecil's by far the best of those guys. He was a stud. He hit it. I was just watching a YouTube video of him.
Did you see it yesterday? Did you see this? I just watched this yesterday. The YouTube video of him hitting it over the roof.
Yeah, why are we seeing that all of a sudden?
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it went out of the old Brewers Stadium. Is what I was looking at.
I saw when he hit it out of Old Tiger Stadium.
Oh, okay.
That was yesterday, though. That's so crazy that you saw
I
a
saw
different
one of him hitting it in left field, I guess at the Brewers Stadium, which doesn't exist or whatever. They're that new place. But he was the only player in history to hit it that far. They said it went 510 feet. Like, people are always like, whoa, it went 410 feet. And I always think, well, if it was at center field at Tiger Stadium, it wouldn't even be a home run.
Yeah.
And they're all like talking about how far this home run is. If it's not over 440, it doesn't impress me.
I was gonna say it has to be, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm glad they got a home run, but come on, it'd be caught right by the flagpole at Tiger Stadium if it was straight away.
That's cool because I have not watched a highlight of Cecil Fielder in probably ever, like on YouTube or anything. Right. So the fact that I saw one yesterday and you saw one today, that's crazy.
Yeah, the algorithms.
The algorithms.
I'm telling you.
I know.
Now, the Tigers, we're talking about the 54 team. They did, or the Lions 54 championship. They had a running back. I'm pretty sure he was on that team. Yeah. Named Hopalong Cassidy.
No way.
Now, this brings us to another category, which is, I talked about earlier, nicknames because of another famous person with the name. Because there was a guy named Hopalong Cassidy who was like on TV. He was a fictional cowboy hero created in 1904. So he was like in a books, and then eventually it was a TV. So he was named Hopalong Cassidy. It just sounds good. Hopalong Cassidy. In what kind of went along with that. So because his last name was Cassidy, it was whatever. He had a different first name, but he limped. When he ran, he actually limped, which kind of went along with the Hopalong part, which is kind of weird.
That's crazy.
Oh no! Wait a minute. No, the original Hopalong Cassidy was shot in the leg during a gunfight, and he went with a limp. So that's why it was the original guy called Hopalong, not the football player guy. But he was he played in the NFL for 8 seasons, 7 of them with the Lions, and he was on the 57 team. So I don't know. That's just one of those names I think sounds kind of cool. You remember Reggie Jackson for the Pistons? Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know what his nickname is?
I did not.
Okay, no, we all know. That's Jesse Jackson. They called him Big Government. Really? And I was thinking because of Jesse Jackson, but that's Jesse.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't even make any sense. I don't even understand why they would call him Big Government.
Big Government.
Now, if his name was Jesse Jackson, that'd be hilarious. But it's Reggie. So why is that? Why is his name Big Government? Darn it. That one doesn't even make sense now. We'll have to cut that one out. leave that on the cutting room floor.
Reggie Jackson, nicknamed Big Government, and Mr. June.
Are you saying that's it? Yeah. Why did they call him that?
He earned the moniker originating from fans and commentators because of his reputation for hitting clutch shots and bailing out his team when they desperately needed points at the end of games.
What does that have to do with government?
Big Government.
The bailout part?
Oh.
Maybe
that's because Big Government. Big Government comes in and bails you out.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a stretch. That's worse than George Blaha.
I was thinking it was Jesse Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because he was a big government. He was a liberal guy.
Yeah,
that would make more sense. But whatever. Okay, so
then you have the other Reggie Jackson, who's Mr. October,
of course. But but he wasn't he was kind of a super smart guy, but it wasn't really in the government.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is top 5 for me. Now these are nicknames because of like pop culture things. Okay, you know what Mason Plumlee's nickname is?
No.
Plum Dog Millionaire.
But so you have the twin brother, right? Do they call it
Miles Plumlee? Yeah. Okay, either one. But for some reason, Mason.
That's awesome.
Got it. Plum Dog Millionaire, which is cool. Plum.
That's cool.
Dog. People call each other dog, and then of course he's a millionaire. I'm sure.
It fits.
Now this is my all-time favorite one out of apparently, have you heard of a guy named Mike Scott who played in the NBA? I don't
No.
know. Okay, so there was a player not too long ago named Mike Scott. He was a big 3-point shooter. They called him the regional manager because of The Office. Michael Scott. Okay. The regional manager. I love it.
That is awesome because of Michael Scott.
That's my favorite.
That is such a good one.
The regional manager. Yep.
Oh man, these have been so good.
I know. This is good. All right, you got any more?
I think we went through all of mine.
I know I was kind of hit. You mentioned Satchel Paige. I got that. Now there's other ones. Okay, so nicknames because of stories that happened earlier in their life. Do you know why Boomer Esiason was named Boomer? Because he would kick when he was in utero. He would kick, and his mom called him Boomer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something that carries him all that time.
Yep.
That is really crazy.
That was his name from the moment he was born.
So I know we started this conversation or started this topic because of Bumpus Jones, right?
Yes.
And I still don't get why they call this other guy Bumpus Jones. Like that doesn't make any sense.
I can't find it. Bumpus Jones was a pitcher in rookie pitcher in 1892 or something like that. Like it was super duper long time ago. And he in 1892, yeah. And his very first game was in October 15th, which is like, why the hell are they playing a regular season game in October 15th? But they did. And he was pitching for the Reds. He threw a no-hitter. Very first game, out of the box, throws a no-hitter. He gave up 4 walks, and they scored on him, but he didn't give up a run. And he gave up 1 run, and the run was unearned. And he pitched the whole game through a no-hitter, which is freaking amazing to do in your very first game. But it wasn't in 1892. This stuff was a whole lot different. He didn't even end up having a very good career. He was not very good. He was probably the worst pitcher to ever throw a no-hitter in Major League history. This is something else interesting. He was that game was one of the very, very last games where the mound was 55.5 feet from home plate. The next year in 1893, they moved it back to 60.5.
Wow.
And it's been there
5 feet.
Yeah, they moved it back 5 feet, and it's been back there ever, since 1892. So what is that? 134 seasons. Yep.
So Bumpus.
But I have no idea why he's Bumpus. Probably there isn't a whole lot written about him because it was so long ago and he wasn't very good. But he did do something cool. He threw a no-hitter. So,
but then the other guy that just did it a few days ago, he was like he had a very Latin name.
His last name was Santa, which is Latin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why do they call him Bumpus? I don't understand. It was just because he threw a no-hitter in his first game.
But he didn't even throw. He was part of a no-hitter.
He didn't even pitch the whole game. Yeah, I couldn't even figure.
Right. He just pitched a little bit.
They were really stretching out this whole Bumpus thing.
I know. And they were going on and on about the Bumpus Jones.
Like, there's 2 of what? Huh? Yeah.
Did you see that? You know how they pick a random tiger every game and it's the tiger of the day? And they're supposedly it's random. Last week sometime was Andy Dirks. They picked Andy Dirks, who's sitting right there. I'm like, come on, is this really
not very random?
Random? Makes you wonder. And they insisted, it's random. But yeah, that kind of makes me wonder.
Out of all the guys that played for the Tigers, they randomly pulled Andy Dirks. Though Andy Dirks and the type of career he had is the type of guys that get pulled out of the hat.
Yeah,
for
it's kind of normal guys.
Yeah.
Did you know that, speaking of old Tigers, do you remember Skeeter Barnes?
Skeeter Barnes. No, that had to be a nickname, right?
I love Skeeter Barnes.
I love Skeeter Barnes.
His mom gave it to him, and there's no real reason. She just, as soon as he was born, that was his name. From the very beginning. And there's no real reason, but, so there's no real reason why she just picked Skeeter. Now, I always really liked him, and now I can see why. He batted .281 for the Tigers for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't get to the Tigers until he was 34 years old. So, in the next 4 years, so he was with the Tigers for 4 years. He batted .280, which is awesome. I wish we had somebody who could bat .281 now, or even .261.
261 is above average on our team.
And he
sure.
wasn't very good. Like, if you look at his stats, he was in and out of the big leagues and just played here, tiny bit here and there. And all of a sudden he hit the Tigers and was just like,
yeah,
really good. And I've always liked Cedar Barnes because it just seemed like he got hit every time he got up.
I know he was solid. And
Yeah.
considering his role and stuff, he probably did get a hit almost every time. 280.
281. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then another name, I just remember this guy from basketball cards. Lafayette Lever.
Fat.
Yes, they called him Fat.
Yeah.
And he was super skinny.
Yeah.
You know why they called him Fat?
Because his name was Lafayette, and they just shortened it up.
It was sort of, yeah. His brother couldn't say, his little brother when he was a little kid couldn't say Lafayette, so they just called him Fat. Fat, and then they just shortened it to Fat. Fat Lever.
Fat Lever.
I always like that.
The other guy, so Muggsy Bogues.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah, why did they call him Muggsy? He was the shortest player in NBA history.
One, he's gangster. Two, I'm sure something about stealing the ball or something.
Ah.
How did Muggsy Bogues get his nickname? After he repeatedly stole the ball from an older kid and the boy yelled, "Man, you mugging everybody."
Okay. Muggsy, and
Yep.
Did you know he was on an incredible high school basketball team?
One of the best ever.
They had him, Reggie Williams, David Wingate, and I think there was like 4.
There was. Yeah.
Went to the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, Reggie Lewis.
Reggie Lewis. That was the other one. I'm like, there was a star in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggie Lewis. He was younger.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, can you imagine that going against 4 NBA players on the same team? High school team?
No, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not like you look at like where Cade and Jalen Duren went to high school, Montverde.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're obviously pulling top recruits, so that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, this was a Catholic school in Baltimore.
Yeah,
which had a great history and probably still does, but still, like, wow, to get those 4 guys from that same sort of neighborhood is amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and they all had decent careers in the NBA. So another one just kind of rolls off the tongue that I found was Chicken Wolf. I heard of Chicken Wolf.
I've never heard of Chicken Wolf.
You're not the only one. He was born in 1862, so one of the oldest guys to ever play in the big leagues. So yeah, he got his name because his manager, before a big game, the manager said, "Hey, everybody just eat lightly before this game. You don't want to eat too much because we got to be ready for this game." But he ignored the rule and stuffed himself with stewed chicken. So they called him Chicken Wolf. His last name's Wolf. It's like James Wolf or something. For some reason, I just love that name. Isn't that weird?
Made me think of do you remember Birdman, Chris Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
I always loved it. He looked like a Birdman. He had like tattoos all over, like the faux hawk, and all the way up.
Yeah. The Birdman, yeah. Like in my head, okay, when I think of him, I think of White Chocolate.
Oh, that's a great one.
Jason
Yeah,
Williams.
we've talked about Jason Williams before, but White Chocolate's a great nickname.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun to watch. Just couldn't shoot the ball.
Yeah,
which is what you got to be able to shoot the ball, dude. So I don't think he didn't really last super long in the NBA, or did he?
He probably was there for 10 years.
Speaking of high school, you know who was on his high school basketball team? I think
Randy Moss. Yeah.
In a tiny little high school that doesn't even exist anymore.
So crazy. All these schools that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Oil Can Boyd.
Oil Can. How do you get that? How do you get that?
Okay. He was called that because of his beer drinking days back in his hometown, where beer was referred to as oil.
Just give it to Oil Can Boyd. You'll down it.
Yeah, that's right. So I always thought it was because he sort of had a herky jerky motion, like he needed an oil can, like
like a Tin Man.
That's what I always thought. I don't know where I got that from, but I always thought it was because he was sort of, pitched kind of like he needed an oil can.
Around that same time frame in football, Rocket Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great nickname.
That was. God, he was so fast.
He was so fast. He never did anything, but man, he was so fast.
Did he get drafted by the Raiders? The Raiders always draft like these fast guys. Why do I think he did?
Man, I can't think of who he played for.
Because I know he went to Notre Dame. He won the Heisman.
I want to say he ended up playing in like the CFL or something.
Oh, so he never even played in the NFL? No, he was. Here's a picture of him with the Raiders. Yeah,
With the Raiders, okay.
So, God, these Raiders. If you get drafted by the Raiders, man, and you're like a fast guy, you're in trouble. Like Henry Ruggs.
Oh man, poor Henry Ruggs.
Didn't he like murder somebody?
Well, not on. He was drinking and driving 120 miles an hour.
You gonna stand up for the?
I'm not standing up for him. He just didn't go and like purposely murder somebody. He did something really stupid.
No, he was with the Raiders for 3 years. Yep, and he had a decent career. The Rocket. He played for 9 years.
Okay.
Never a Pro Bowler.
He ran a 4.2840.
Yeah. Oh, wow, really? God, that's all. I think that's like impossible. But yeah, he was he like a good punt? You'd think he'd be like a punt returner guy.
It's so crazy. Why didn't he get drafted very high?
He wasn't, because he was so small.
He was 5'11". He ran a 4.2840, and he got drafted in the fourth round.
Fourth round. That does surprise me. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. 5'11", 180. Yeah, they just probably back in the day.
He started off his career in the CFL. He started off with the Toronto Argonauts.
Oh, that's what Argonauts. Why did he do that? That's something you never see anymore. I do sort of remember him something with that. So yeah, but by the time he was 24, so he was drafted in 91. So he must have only played there like 1 or 2 years, because by 93 he was on the Raiders.
Okay, so the CFL got bought by a guy named Bruce McNeil, and he bought it along with Wayne Gretzky and actor John Candy, and they bought the Toronto Argonauts in the CFL, and they wanted to make a big splash, and so Ishmael was expected to be the first pick in the draft, and so they offered him $18.2 million to come play for the Argonauts. For a 4-year contract, $8.2 million, which was far more than he was going to get, even being the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Yeah, and so he went to the CFL, and then he dropped to the fourth. So I'm sure the Raiders said, "Well, we'll pick him in the 4th round, because if he comes and plays, we'll own his rights."
Right. So he was already playing in the CFL when he was drafted in 91. Because he was drafted in 91. That's interesting. Old Rocket. I just remember playing in Notre Dame.
Rocket, yeah.
And winning the Heisman. I wonder what year that was. It had to be like 90?
90. It was around the same time as Charlie Ward.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Ward, the Nick point guard.
Yeah, Heisman. I think he won a Heisman trophy as a quarterback.
He was kind of a long-time point guard for the Knicks on some of those good teams. I wonder if he was on that 99 team that went...
Yeah, well, yeah.
The last time the Knicks were there.
Yeah, he was on that team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Him and, oh, man. Who was on the team? Patrick Ewing, obviously. John Stark.
Was Ewing still? Yeah, he would have been
99 for sure.
7 at the time. Okay. John Starks, yeah. Oh, the Masons, remember?
Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason, who's dead now, I think. He passed away.
Did he have a nickname?
Yeah, it seems like he did. Anthony Mason. Oh, and Charles Oakley. Was Oakley on that team? Those guys were all kind of getting older by that time, though, it seems like. The 99 Knicks.
Chris Childs.
Childs. He was a guard. No, Chris Childs.
Oh, yeah. Here's one. Rick Brunson, Jalen Brunson's dad. Marcus Camby.
Oh, Camby.
Chris Childs. Davis.
Marcus Camby was, God, he was good in college.
He was so good.
At UMass.
He was the number 2 pick.
He went there. Well, probably because, you know who his coach was? John Calipari.
Oh, yep.
That was his first.
God, that's so funny.
Marcus Camby, and they had a.
Remember Chris Dudley?
Yes.
Chris Dudley got a huge contract, and because he was like
weird with him, like he couldn't shoot free throws or something.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of my favorite players ever is Allen Houston.
Of course. Was he on that team?
He was on that team.
That was after he was with the.
After he signed. He was
drafted by the Pistons, right?
Yep.
He's one of those guys I saw. Like I knew about him in high school. Like he was Star, and like all those guys are. But I knew about Allen Houston when he was playing in high school.
That's crazy.
Just from like different magazines I was reading.
I really liked this Knicks team. I remember rooting for them. Allen Houston, Larry Johnson.
Was it the Pacers they played like in the Eastern Conference Finals that year?
Yeah, I want to say yeah.
And then they lost to 99 would be the Lakers.
No, it was the Spurs.
Oh, Spurs.
Yeah.
The Spurs were in that stretch where they won every other year.
Yeah.
Like every odd numbered year, the Spurs won.
Yeah, they won 97, 99.
It seems like there was I don't know. Not 2001 because I think that's when the Lakers started kicking butt.
Speaking of David Wingate, David Wingate was on that Spurs team or Knicks team.
Didn't play at all.
No, he probably didn't play at all.
Yep.
Herb Williams, Charlie Ward, Kurt Thomas, Latrell Sprewell.
That team sounds really old. I don't. Maybe just because it was a long time ago, but they sound like they're a bunch of old guys.
Wingate was 35. Herb Williams was 40. Charlie Ward was 28. Okay. Kurt Thomas was 26. Latrell Sprewell was 28.
Okay.
Larry Johnson 29. Allen Houston was 27. Patrick Ewing was 36 years old, which that was where he was old.
So. Wow, they had a lot of talented guys. They had Larry Johnson on that
Larry
team?
Johnson. Marcus Camby was only 24 at that time. Chris Childs was 31.
Yeah, wow. Okay, now
Grandmama. Talk about another nickname. Tying it back in. Larry Johnson was Grandmama.
I remember, and he was on the UNLV team with Stacey Augmon.
Who was the Plastic Man.
Amazing, yeah.
The Plastic Man.
That's right. What a weird nickname. Because he was like,
bendable and plastic and
very pliable.
He's gentleman. Very Arsar Thompson like before he was like Arsar before like you get super athletic. Like Arsar is a different level of athlete.
Taller.
He's taller. He's got a longer wingspan. I think he's quicker. Yeah. I think there's a whole lot going for Arsar.
So do you remember Chris Berman on ESPN?
Yeah.
I don't know, occasionally no, but back in the day, he would have the best nicknames for players. Like if they would make I remember one, if Lito Shepherd would catch a ball, he'd go, Lito, oh, that song.
I love it.
Ricky Skaggs song, I think. Anyway, stuff like that. So here's some funny ones that I like. He does. We're talking about John Kruk. He called him John. I am not a Kruk. Or Bruce Ruffin was a basketball player, I think. He called him Bruce 2 minutes for Ruffin. Josh McCown was Josh Tears of McCown. These are so dumb. I love it. Bernard Gilkey, he played baseball for the Cardinals. He was Bernard Innocent Until Proven Gilkey. Let's see. I'll just do a couple more. Some of these I probably shouldn't say. Dave Parallel Parker. Not bad. Parallel Parker. And the ones I just remember off the top of my head, I remember he would say, you're in good hands with Mike Allstott. Whenever Mike Allstott had a thing, made a play. I always thought that was a good one. And probably one of my favorites is Eric Sleeping with Bieniemy. Longtime offensive coordinator for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, like he's back there again.
Is he? No one wants to give him a chance as a head coach.
I think he got his chance and he got fired.
What? What do you mean?
Did he not get a chance?
No,
I'm pretty sure he got a chance.
He was never a head coach. There must be something going on with Eric. No one will give him a shot. I want him to. I mean, God, he was the offensive coordinator for like one of the best offenses ever. And I don't think he ever.
Yeah, no, you're right. He went to be an offensive coordinator for the Commanders.
He is. He's been a running backs coach everywhere. Offensive coordinator, a lot of places. He's back with the Chiefs this year. Did you know this?
Yeah, I know he just went back.
Yeah. So last year
that's why I was thinking he was head coaching. Because why would you leave the Chiefs unless you got a head coaching job?
Yeah.
As opposed to an offensive
he was with the
coordinator.
Bears last year.
Huh.
And now he's offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. It was Matt Nagy, I think, was their offensive coordinator last year. I wonder what he's doing. I don't know. But yeah, Eric Sleeping with Bieniemy. And okay, so we'll end on this. Remember Jake Delhomme,
Yeah.
quarterback for the Panthers?
Yep.
Jake, daylight come and I want a Delhomme.
That's a good one to end with.
You gotta end
That's a good one.
Yep.
It's awesome.